bananas or steak, fruit or meat. What was the original food of us humans? I give you a hint. We used to live on trees. Hello and welcome to Edo Ergo Sum, I am what I eat, the channel about how the food we eat influences who we are. Hello and welcome to this very first episode of I Am What I Eat. We start this series by going way back to the very beginning. What was the first food humans ate? We used to live on trees. Since cows don't grow on trees, the answer seems to be obvious: fruit, isn't it? Of course it is not this simple, otherwise, why would I make such a video? Same as pigs, humans are omnivores. They eat pretty much everything you put in front of them. Well, some of them certainly do. So the question is less, what did we eat? And more, what did we eat most? Do we know anything about what early humans ate hundreds of thousands of years ago? We do. We know a few things from archaeological excavations. These have produced mainly leftovers, bones mainly, either of people who lived somewhere or of what they ate. Since what could be found were mostly bones, you may be tempted to say that these people had a meat-based diet, but not in a way a modern Atkins or paleo dieting book would suggest. Their emphasis was not on avoiding calories by going low carb, but on minimizing input to get the maximum amount of food. Meat-based is anyway a misnomer. Animal-based is more to the point, as pretty much every edible part of an animal was consumed when one was caught. Something we don't do anymore. In fact, 40% of your average cow ends up in products like lipstick or jet fuel. It is not eaten by us. As humans, we can survive by eating only or mostly animals. Some people have done this until very recently, like the Inuit in the Arctic. Their diet, however, relied heavily on fish and such delicacies as raw shark liver to avoid malnutrition. Raw shark liver? I love sushi, so this may be something to try. Have you ever tried it? Please let me know in the comments. It is, however, unlikely that prehistoric humans in general ate only animals, simply because bones were what was mostly found thousands of years later in their leftovers. We all know that bones take longer to decompose than vegetables, grains, fruit or meat. If I eat chicken and put the leftovers of my meal into a compost heap, after a while bones is all you can still recognize, even if I also had rice and vegetables among my leftovers. So the fact that we have found only bones does not prove that these people ate only or mostly animals. Archaeology might therefore not be the right science to ask the question of what was our original diet. So whom do we have to ask instead? For this we have to go to a place you find in almost any respectable city nowadays: the zoo. This is because a biologist would look at the question of what was our original food differently. He would look at our closest relatives in the animal kingdom, the chimpanzees, to see what they eat. Since we share more than 96% of our DNA with the chimpanzee, yes we do, it makes sense to look at what they eat to draw a conclusion as to what was our original diet. Even if we have lost the art of delousing each other without a comb. So what do chimpanzees eat? Let's first look at what zoos feed them. According to John Ball Zoo, a zoo in the state of Michigan in the United States, chimpanzees eat a lot of fruit, a lot more than we do. They feed them anything from apples to bananas to oranges or grapefruit. They also get a lot of vegetables, pretty much what we eat as well: carrots, broccoli, tomatoes, eggplant, zucchini. Chimpanzees at that zoo also get grains in form of a special biscuit. They eat more than 100 kilo per chimpanzee per year of that biscuit, about double the amount of grain the average American family eats. What these chimpanzees don't get is animal products, so no yogurt, cheese or meat. The situation is similar at the zoo in Berlin, in Germany. There the apes also eat primarily fruit and vegetables, but they also get food from animal origin, like eggs, some yogurt and sometimes even some cooked meat. Of course, chimpanzees in captivity eat what they are offered, which may be different from what their wild brethren get. Those very likely don't eat a lot of bananas, whatever the stereotype we have about apes and that fruit. But chimpanzees live in the tropical forests of Africa, in the Congo Basin and West Africa, whereas a banana is a fruit from Southeast Asia, so it is not a fruit they would encounter in the wild very often. Indeed, our cultivated bananas seem to be a problem for them. They have so many calories and are so sugary that the zoo in England has stopped using them as fodder for their apes to prevent them from having diabetes or bad teeth. Tja, they're our relatives after all, aren't they? But of course, there have been studies about what chimpanzees eat in the wild. They have revealed that they are mostly vegan. They eat fruit, nuts, seeds and leaves and only occasionally some meat in the form of insects, smaller apes or other animals. Their meat intake is no more than 3 to 6% of their total diet. That this is so low is not because they're unable to digest meat properly. Meat is digested well. It is not part of what comes out of the animal at the other side. Now excuse me. There are other ways to look at what might have been our original diet. A look in the mirror and smile. This too, however, supports the thesis of a mainly vegan menu with a lot of fruit. Why, you may ask? Because we are more similar to a chimpanzee than to a dog or a cat, also from the inside. Our teeth, our stomach and our intestines are quite different from those of a real meat eater like your dog or cat. Their teeth are much more fearsome than yours in comparison, their stomachs are more acidic and their intestines are shorter to minimize developing illness from eating rotten meat. We in comparison look indeed more like a chimpanzee. Yeah, we do. So it is likely that we used to consume similar food as they do. So, this settles the question then. Were we mainly fruit eaters, since this is what we could find on the trees where we lived? And the archaeological evidence, all those bones? Could it be that this is all that was left since all the fruit and other stuff we ate simply vanished over time? Or could it be that later humans, those who did not live on trees anymore, had a different diet and were eating more meat? A clue might be where all these bones could be found, mainly in and around fireplaces. So could it be that this changed our eating habits? To answer this question, I have to refer you to my next video. Has the control of fire increased our meat consumption? This was my first video for Edo Ergo Sum. I am what I eat. How what we eat influences who we are. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. This will help other people find it on YouTube. If you want to receive more videos like this one, also about the present or future of our relationship with food, consider subscribing to the channel. Of course, I'm interested to know what you think about this question. Is fruit our natural food? Please leave your remarks and questions in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. Bye for now. Hopefully to the next video, when the question is, has the control of fire increased our meat consumption?